Dapper versus Pluto. That's a pretty cool matchup. I wonder if it's going to be good ping, because Dapper is a West Coast boy. We saw him match up against Cuxer on my stream, and he took down Cux. Oh, look at that ping, 68 each. We found the dream server, ladies and gentlemen. This is as good as it gets. The good old Dominus versus Octane. The Sarp vet against the non-Sarp vet. Blue against orange. 68 ping against 68 ping. This is pretty exciting. Dapper, of course, rank 2 in the leaderboard at the moment, behind only Pashi, who is just a monster on the ladder at the moment, and also really rubbish on Northern Gaming, but that's another story. And Dapper with a pretty good throw. What a save by Pluto, though. That's a really good save, because Dapper's throws are pretty legit. I was very impressed by Dapper's offensive repertoire. Something that we just saw in a previous series today from Scrubkilla was a wide array of methods to create shots and chances. But at this point, Pluto with a bit of a risky challenge. Dapper just hits the ball past him to take the early lead. Yeah, Pluto very late to that challenge. He's immediately regretted that decision. Dapper didn't play it cheeky though. He just put it straight into the net. He didn't stop it on the line, which would have been quite cheeky because Pluto was actually freestyling. But yeah, Pluto is, of course, he is a veteran of the original game Sarp, and all Sarp vets are extremely solid in 1v1. Or all of the Sarp vets who are pros are really solid in ones. Like, you're not going to get an easy game off Pluto. Very quick player. His approach is going to be quite similar to Doomsy's, I would say, except a bit more on the defensive side of things, because the last series we saw Doomsy playing against Scrub. Scrubkilla had the majority of the saves. I expect Pluto to have more saves than Dapper by the end of this, but also his offensive play, I'm expecting, will revolve around quick counterattacks, quick first touches into long shots, and Dapper is going to be the one who's going to look to control the ball, try and get it into midfield play. And that's a beautiful bump by Dapper. Nice shot, but Pluto with a quick recovery. Dapper going for another low boost shot though. He's collecting the small pad, so he'll be more than fine. And another nice flick. Dapper's flicks are really good. I shouldn't need to tell you this by this point because these flicks are just outplaying Pluto. Air roll, front flip, spoiler of the Octane, takes the ball past Pluto. 3-0. 1 minute and 30 gone. Dapper's looking very comfortable at the moment. Every time Pluto tries to challenge him, he just flicks the ball away. So that's something Pluto's going to have to try and play around. Nearly gets a goal, and he's going for the diagonal flip. It is a more efficient way to move around the field if you do diagonal flips as opposed to front flips. That's what Pluto's doing. Gets a bump on Dapper there. But I like that he side flipped out of that aerial because it didn't look like it was going to end well for him. And the pinch clear did fail for Pluto. Oh no, half flip for Pluto. Pretty poor defending, to be honest, for a player of his caliber. He's not going to be happy with himself here because he just kind of drives into no man's land voluntarily and presents the open net to Dapper, who's taking a 4-0 lead now. And Pluto's thinking, oh no, what have I done? I agreed to play on Johnny's stream and he got Dapper, the highest rated American player in the world at the moment. So will he be able to handle it? I knew Pluto is a very smart player, and this is possibly his first game of the day. But hopefully he can score those open nets, because second open net going astray there. Second one obviously a little bit more mechanically challenging than the first one. And a nice half flip from Pluto. Something I know he recently added to his repertoire for efficient movement. And Dapper with a jump actually gives Pluto a chance to get this in if he can get a quick off and on. Goes for the crossfield dribble instead. Possession play is the name of the game for our Dominus player. Whoa, my! How did he get bumped there? I don't even know how Pluto got bumped, but another nice half flip to recover. How do you cheer? It's beside the emoticons button in chat, in the bottom right. Pretty, like, after the 4-0, we've had a pretty steady game. Pluto's actually had more chances since the 4-0 lead happened for Dapper. But he's not been able to convert on any of them yet, but this looks like he's going to get one, and he does. Nice follow-up on the aerial, making sure to guide it all the way over. So Pluto's saying first game of the weekend, not just first game of the day. So he is expecting to elevate his play substantially for the next game. And he's definitely going to need to. I'm wondering what he's going to do to try and deal with the throws and the flicks that Dappur has been bringing to the table so far. Because right now, every time Pluto's tried to contest a flick or a throw, it has ended up in the back of his net. He's at a 0% success rate on challenging Dappur when Dappur has the ball on top of his car. Will that continue? Possibly. We'll have to wait and see. But this game looking very comfortable for Dappur. Despite the one goal that he did concede, he has been pretty plain sailing. I suppose there was the open goal miss for Pluto as well. And that was a good save actually by Pluto. A good recovery to get the double save. He missed the boost though. Pluto has to be so aggressive here if he wants to have any chance of making a comeback happen, but Dappur's making it so hard for him. He's spacing really, really well. And when I say spacing, I mean Dappur is controlling the space between Pluto and the ball. Every time that Pluto moves forward, Dappur threatens to knock it over him. Every time Pluto moves back, Dappur just edges forward closer to Pluto's goal. Makes it more and more threatening. Right, Pluto with the boost grab. It's interesting defending. I thought Dappur was just going to close the gap there. He was pretty close to Pluto, but he decided to back off. He got the save, so it worked in his favor. But had he gone for an earlier challenge, he might have had a counter-attack opportunity, which is better than simply saving a shot. Okay, another great shot by Dappur to finish the game. Probably the last chance of the game, unless we see something miraculous. Something like a ball carry into a far post throw. Pluto saves it though. 5-1, the score remains. And Dappur in the bright yellow B car with the Cristiano wheels. Just a little bit of a hint of a Cuxer wiggle right there. Who is that in his picture? Who is that in Dappur's picture? Does somebody know? I'm looking at his Steam profile right now. Megan Batoon. Is that her name? I'm gonna Google that name. I'm going to Google that name. I don't know who this is, but I think this is the person in his picture. Megan Batoon. Oh, she's my age. We're perfect for each other. We have so much in common. Age, humanity. Dappur loves us both, and Dappur actually dropping a goal here with a feels backflip, man. Pluto going up for a pretty risky aerial, but Pluto's mechanics are really, really good in the air. He's confident that he's going to hit that ball, at least force a difficult save from Dappur, and at best get a goal. Who would win, Dappur or Scrub? I'd say Scrub is the favorite, but it's a game I would love to see. It would be a high ping game. They'd both be on 85 ping at best, because Dappur lives on the west coast of NA, and he just presented another open goal to Pluto. So Dappur's trying to take the ball up the wall, he just drives underneath it. I'd see that again. It looked a bit funny. Is this the Stallion wheels from Pluto? Or is it the Scarab wheels? I'm trying to guess. It's Stallion? No, it's neither actually. Nice finish by Dappur. He knew he had time there. I should be skipping that. Why am I watching that replay? It's a kickoff goal. We all know what went wrong. Pluto not planting his car between the goal and the ball, as a good boy should. Nearly got a bump on Dappur there, but these guys are both pretty low in boost. Oh, Dappur goes hunting, and he finds his target. Oh, the boost, or rather the Pluto spawn right in the way, gets bumped right as soon as he spawns. Let's just watch this right here. That's all Pluto sees right as he spawns. It's just Dappur running straight past him. Yeah, I'd give Scrub the edge in pretty much any matchup except Cuxer right now. I think Cuxer has Scrub's number, the past few times I've seen them play. But apart from Cucks, I don't think anyone would be favorite against Scrubkilla. Even Marky would be a 50-50. Even Marky would be a 50-50. I mean, Marky and Scrub, they've been the number 1 and 2 1v1 players in the world for the longest time, at least in the estimation of most professional players. Change title, I think I did actually. I already did. Oh, Dappur with the mind game. That's pretty sick. He just waits for Pluto to jump up high and lets the ball roll under him. Oh, that's pretty good. Squeezed it in at the near post as well. That was a very well done mind game. Actually, I like Dappur's kickoff. He's showing that there's more than one way of getting goal side of the ball in 1v1 on the diagonal spawn. Scrubkilla likes to go for a slight left or right turn respectively into a front flip into another slight turn. Alternatively, you can go for a slight turn and then a diagonal flip in the opposite direction. And like Dappur just showed there, you can go for the diagonal flip where you're not even facing the ball dead on, you're actually slightly sideways to it, but it's the same goal is being accomplished. He's just putting his car between the goal and the ball and then flipping straight into the center of the ball. It's as simple as that, and that's why Dappur is able to be so consistent on his kickoffs and a pretty good 50-50 as well. Pluto saying, wow, did not see this coming. He thought that Dappur had relinquished possession of the ball. Oh no, that's a poor challenge by Pluto. Opting not to go for a forward dodge into that one, just a straight flip. Hit it straight into his opponent. And pretty risky play. Pluto challenging with very low boost. He does have a few saved up now. He's trying to get the ball clear so he can pick up a mid boost, but Dappur knows that he wants to do that, steals it on the way out, and takes the one at the back. So Pluto's pretty starved right now. He's doing a good job picking up pads. But it's no use picking up pads if you're going to ignore the ball, and Pluto driving straight past the ball gives Dappur the 2-goal lead now. Pluto's been doing actually an interesting kick out. Oh, I'm not sure if this is intentional, but Pluto late on this one, he's going to be punished. I don't think this was intentional by Pluto because he didn't go for a fake jump. He says 1 second, so Pluto's going to dip out really quickly. Dappur says no problem. We'll just wait for Pluto to get back. We'll see what Dappur does. Maybe Dappur's going to go for a ball carry or something. Oh, he's just going to... I imagine he's going to give Pluto a free goal. Pluto running really quickly to the bathroom. Here we go. So will Dappur give Pluto a free goal? Because he kind of got a free goal off Pluto being semi-AFK. It looks like Dappur's having none of that. He's saying, you want a goal, you're going to have to earn it, sonny. And he should have had another one of his own right there. Open goal miss for Dappur. Oh, and pretty poor midfield challenge as well. Dappur not playing quite as smoothly this game as he did last. Like, Pluto has scored 4, but it has not been as a result of, you know, Pluto upping his game to an entirely different level. Dappur, frankly, has not been performing anywhere near as well in the midfield play. Oh, he actually gave Pluto the respect that he thought Pluto was going to hit that clear. And now Pluto with the open net miss. Does make a quick rotation. Dappur not able to catch up with him. He was thinking about going for the demo, thinking about going for the boost in the corner. I don't know what Dappur thought was going to happen there. My only thing that comes to mind is that he expected Pluto to, you know, go back down the line and be worried about counterattack, but well played by Pluto. He actually kept track on Dappur's position that entire play. So at no moment was Pluto unaware of where Dappur was. That's a nice no ball cam clear by Pluto. He's doing another good... He's trying to do his best to pick up the boost pads here, because Dappur's been boost starving him, and he continues to do so. And this is what happens when you boost starve people. Eventually the mistake will happen. You can only make so many saves and clear balls. Do pros play with keyboard or controller both at the same time? Yes. Yes. When they want to half flip and do kickoffs, they play with keyboard. Because I think they're strictly better on those mediums. Oof, pinch off the post from Pluto to get it clear. Fairly even 50-50. This game has been closer than last, not just in score, but also in the momentum of the game. It's playing out pretty much like we expected. I mean, most of Pluto's shots have just been quick dribbles on the ground. No bounce dribbling, just very quick dribbling, very reliant on his long shot accuracy, which is actually letting him down. That's the second time that his long shot accuracy was not on point, but this time his shot is weak enough that he can catch up to it, bring the game back within one. I'm surprised that we're not seeing more saves from Pluto, though. He's challenging the ball earlier than I would have expected in this series. Okay, not the greatest save right there from Pluto. Just kind of setting the ball down into a very, very strikeable position, but good long shot by Dappur, forcing the misplay and following up quickly, getting the near post shot. Kronovi plays with VR, yeah. Plays with the Vive. Look at that, Pluto actually aggressing the ball, even with no boost. He's just staying at it because he knows that there's no time to waste. Oh, what a shot by Dappur, though. Is that just in? That is just in. Well done. And Dappur takes a 3-goal lead. You can forgive Pluto for being over-aggressive here. That's a fantastic shot, though. Look at that. Yeah, Pluto looking for the 2-goal comeback, and he does concede one more. Not a big deal, because a win is a win, a loss is a loss in Rocket League. And Pluto's definitely going to be happier with how this one went. 9-6 is a better showing than 5-1, I believe it was in the first game, but Dappur taking the second game regardless. 2 in a row for him. Dappur full stop. What is with the full stops that people are putting at the end of their name? I don't get that. What is there? Why is there a full stop here? I just don't understand. If a mistake or misplay is forced, is it really a misplay? Yes. Just because something is not, you know, a random error for no apparent reason doesn't make it a misplay. Like, it's still a mistake to do that bad save that Pluto did to give Dappur his 8th goal, because he was capable of getting a better save, but credit does go to Dappur, for getting the long shot to put the pressure on. And credit does go to Dappur for getting the boost steal to put the pressure on. Has Pluto missed that? Okay, he does get it in. Thank goodness, that would have been awful if he'd missed that. And speaking of misses, Dappur just whiffing completely on that shot. I feel like what Dappur tried to do there is get a shot on target, but the tight angle meant his dodge was a little bit awkward, and he just missed when he went for the awkward dodge. Oh, Dappur should be scoring that. He's not going to be happy with himself, and he's really not going to be happy with himself for missing again. Pluto was absolutely flailing there. Now Dappur does get it in with a decent dribble. Pluto pretty low on boost this whole time, so he just throws himself in. Excuse me, to the challenge. You have to excuse me, I have been up all night. My sleep schedule got a bit ruined. Dappur's missed again! That is his 3rd open goal miss of the game. That's a good shot by Pluto. See, that is a good save. Even if Dappur had messed up that save, it would have been a forced error, because Pluto did take a shot, and a good one at that. Like, this is a misplay, because Dappur, we saw previously he got the good save. It was a pretty good illustration of what he talked about, actually. You know, the last save that Dappur did, he managed to knock it straight up in the air, and then he recovered on the wall, got it clear. This time, he just bounces it off his own wall, and Pluto's there for the rebound. So that's just a good illustration of, you know, what an unforced error, or rather, what a forced error looks like, and what a good defensive play looks like, even in the face of a good shot. So that's what I mean when I say a 4-starter. An un-4 starter is obviously just like a rogue miss for absolutely no reason. Somebody just backflipping by accident. But you know, the best players are the ones who can take the pressure, absorb it like a sponge, and then you know, transition into offense and score. Because just because somebody takes a shot at your net doesn't mean that the only options for you are to either let the shot in or do a bad save. Oh, what a shot by Pluto. Really nice wall shot right here. Dappur's trying to beat him to the boost. Pluto nicks in, steals it, and he's already flying upside down off the wall to knock it into the open net that Dappur's presented him with. Really well done. And now we're seeing a bit of why Pluto is to be feared in 1v1. Like, the ladder is not everything. Oh my, what a dunk from Pluto! Are you kidding me? That is insane. This dunk was nuts. He didn't even dodge, he just flew straight into it with the nose. Upper corner. Absolute bullet from Pluto. GFFB. And a fake kickoff to boot. He's gonna come out. Oh, he actually missed the boost. Holy, what a dunk from Pluto. But yeah, Dappur's been grinding the ones ladder a lot. So although he is, you know, rightfully the highest rated 1 versus 1 player in America at the moment, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's the best 1v1 player in America. And same goes for Pashi. Pashi's the highest rated 1v1 player in EU at the moment. Is he the best ones player? Probably not, because he doesn't have very good matchups against Cucks or Marky in particular. And I think last time he played Scrub, he lost. Last time he played Torix, he lost. On my stream, at least. But ladder and private games are two different things. Ladder and private games and tournaments are all different things. Like, you can have one player who's excellent in one and terrible in another. And Pluto continues just to rain down long shots. This is exactly what I expected from Pluto. I've seen him play ones quite a lot in the past. In Mocket 1v1 tournaments, I've seen him play against Marky Duda, I've seen him play against Lachinio. He doesn't match up very well against Marky, and funnily enough, Dappur's style is very similar to Marky's style, if not a bit more focused on throws than Marky. Marky doesn't like to throw the ball quite as much as Dappur does. But, you know, these kind of quick pop shots,
nice 1v1
very Marky Duda-esque. Bongo Nutty, thanks for the £3.76. I really appreciate it, man. Oh, Pluto with the crossbar. And yeah, it's good to get some... it's good to get Pluto on Showcase today, because I've seen Pluto play 1v1 before quite a lot, but I've never casted him on my stream, so this is a first for Pluto. Of course, Dappur we had on last week, and I think the week or 2 weeks prior he played Cuxers. It's the 3rd series that I've seen Dappur play. But, you know, he's a lovely guy, fantastic player. I'm sure we'll see more of him, not just on my stream, but in tournaments. I certainly hope. But yeah, Pluto's just going for the defensive playstyle that we all know he is so capable of, and then the quick counter attacks with one touch after another. 3 saves for Pluto, 2 for Dappur. Would I say Pluto is the smartest fast player? Fast is too vague a term. I mean, Pluto is a fast player. I think that what a lot of people don't understand is that a lot of the top players are fast. Like, all of IBP are fast. You know, all of Kings of Urban are pretty fast, especially Jacob. Jacob's exceptionally quick. All of Flipside are very quick. Even when Mike was in the roster, people criticized Mike for being slow, but actually when you play with him, you realize how fast he is. It's not that they're slow, it's just that they make things look easy. Alright, Pluto was going for a little bit of an off and on there. Pulled out of it after he realized he'd flown off a little bit too quickly. Yeah, looks Pluto's stellar defense towards the end of this game. Takes a game off Dappur, 5-2. I'm very curious to see how many games these guys play, because is that a turning point? Has Pluto figured out Dapper now? Or was it just a one game where Dapper was not playing so well? Was it one game where Pluto was overperforming? Eyebrows of fire, thanks for the 100 bits, my man. I appreciate it. I will try my best to keep up the good work. I will try my best. So Dapper taking 2 games in a row now, Pluto taking 1. Very, very interesting to see who'll take game 4. This could be a crucial one. Deciding who runs away with the series. Oh, well done. What a recovery by Dapper. Does get the read on Pluto's clear and follows up. Yeah, Pluto with a bit of a panic right there. Tried to get it clear, but Dapper read him all the way. Got in the way off the clear ball. Have I cast Pashy in 1v1? Yes, I've cast Pashy against Scrubkilla, Cuxer, Torix, and he lost all 3 series in my stream. I think that's all I've casted of Pashy. But I mean, they were all close series. Pashy's still a very good player. Very, very good player. Good turn by Pluto. He was not the favorite to win that race, and he realized that, turned around. He's actually... Oh, he's barely squeezed it in. From my perspective, it looked like he might have missed that, and it did go in off the post. But that's a fantastic turn by Pluto. He kind of faked a challenge. He made it look to Dapper that he was going to go up for that 50-50, but then at the last second he just backed off because he knew that he was second to the ball. Dapper going for a first touch and a dribble. Good challenge again by Pluto. Bit risky taking that wide angle. He did follow the ball pretty closely. Oh my goodness, these saves are out of this world right now, but Dapper does too much pressure. Gets on the end of this one quickly, and he needed to. Pluto was ready to make another clear. But you know, when you turn off ball cam like that, but the reason Pluto's doing that is because he wants to see where the ball is falling, rather than where the ball is above his head. He thought that turning off ball cam would give him a better idea of what Dapper was doing, but in the grand scheme of things it didn't. It actually didn't give him a view of Dapper at all, so may have been better in that situation for Pluto to just leave ball cam on, try and go for a prediction on the rebound. But yeah, usually in that position, players feel like turning off ball cam just so they can see what their opponent is doing. And good read by Pluto on the wall clear. Dapper should be doing better than that with this wall clear. He didn't flip the right way into it. Are there any top players that are notably slower? Well, I mean, out of all the guys at the LAN, I think that, I guess... I mean, they're not slow, they're just, like, not as fast. So I guess, you know, players like Siki, very calculated player. Mike is pretty quick, but again, likes to play calculated style. He goes for a 100% hit on the ball. Oh my word, what a lob by Dapper. Dapper with the lob del. But yeah, some players, they prefer to, you know, consistently hit every single ball and try and play as quickly as possible while doing so. Some people like to play as quickly as possible and hit as many balls as they can while, you know, playing as quickly as they can. So it depends what a player's focus is. If you look at a player like Lachinio, obviously his focus is just to play the absolute quickest he can play and go for the ball along the way. But Mike, on the other hand, he's got the philosophy of never miss the ball. Never miss. So he'll often find himself, you know, getting beaten to the ball, but not by much. Like Mike is these guys are still extremely fast players. You know, other players I put in that list where they're more calculated, never miss style is like Siki, Fireburner. Holy cow, that shot by Dapper was out of this world. Another top corner shot. He does that off the curve of the wall. Oh my goodness. That's out of this world. That's nuts. Who else did I put in that category? There's not many. Oh, Dappur with another finish. Pluto giving himself a great pass for this one because honestly, there was no reason for Pluto to hit that ball the way he did. He had a plan. His plan was to launch the ball into the air, collect the boost in the corner, and then clear the ball, but he missed the boost in the corner and the plan went to pot. And yeah, I guess players like Quinn Lobdell, when he was still in Genesis, he relied more on his intuition, like being in the position before the other player, rather than just raw mechanical speed. I'm sure he would tell you that himself. And I think I'd probably put Vogan in that category as well. Somebody who just prefers not to miss, but gets beaten to the ball as a result. Oh dear, Pluto's just not having a good game here. Dappur's definitely got his number. 12 shots to 3. Utter domination from Dappur. He's pretty furious about dropping a game in game 3. Oh, good recovery. The no-look shot from Pluto. No-look shot from Pluto here. Ha! He hardly, yeah, in the approach and the actual finish, no ball cam required. Good awareness by Pluto. He just knew exactly where he had to be. And now he has a chance for a kickoff goal. Looks like Dappur's going to try to recover, take it to the other side. That has worked actually really well. A lot of players, it's pretty smart what Dappur just did. A lot of players would have just, knocked the ball high into the side of the field and looked to collect the boost on the same side where Pluto was. But Dappur played it across the field, and that meant that Pluto had to do what Dappur was previously going to have to do. Oh, nice try by Pluto. He got bumped into the air. Nice. Look at this dunk. This is a pretty good play. He's actually mounting a comeback. Pluto got bumped into the air right there, and he still tried to get a dodge that would help him achieve a goal, which in the end it worked because he got a nice dunk on the clear that Dappur attempted. Alright, Pluto backing off this time. Oh, that's such a nice recovery. That was Scrubkilla-esque. He's overhit this a little bit. Oh, he goes for the ground pinch and it doesn't work. That was such a good try by Pluto though. The recovery on that initial clear, absolutely spot on. He goes up for the aerial save, recovers on the wall, takes it down the wall and again past Dappur, but then he got one extra touch that he wasn't looking for. And when the ground pinch failed, Dappur on the counter attack. 8-4. How do you adapt to slow calculated teammates? Oh my goodness. Dappur making this pretty hard for Pluto to save. I wonder, was it actually savable? I'm quite curious. I mean, Dappur should have just scored, but he hit the post. And then Pluto with the own goal. I mean, you don't really have to play any different when you have a calculated player on your team. You probably just have to know that they're not going to throw themselves at challenges as much as your average player, which is usually a good thing. They're often more predictable than a player who'll, go more gung-ho, just throw themselves into every challenge. And something, yeah, like somebody in chat said, recovering on your wheels, like landing on your wheels is a huge deal. Like if you can land on your wheels, compared to someone else who's trying to recover it as quickly as you are, but they're like flopping around and landing on their side of their car, the roof of their car, then that's definitely a mark of a good player. I say this a lot, but fast recovery is a mark of a good player. Somebody who can just land on their wheels consistently. Let's switch to this ear. If anybody's wondering what this is, I've actually got the game sound coming out of my speakers and Twitch alerts as well. This is actually just a cable that's plugged into the microphone, so I can hear myself in my ear. Like I could do it like this, where I can hear myself. What's it called? In the real world, I guess. But having this in my ear amplifies it more, so it's easier to enunciate, I suppose. Less slurring of words, more clear diction. Can you have the sound of Rocket League? Do you guys not hear the gameplay? The gameplay is pretty quiet actually. Let me turn it up. Sorry for ignoring the game briefly. How's that? I should have turned this up a while ago. This is my fault. I'm sorry guys. Still getting used to this new setup. You're gonna have to forgive me for any audio hiccups today. I'm getting used to this new setup with this new microphone. Oh, what a shot. Dappur with another really nice flick. And Pluto, it seems, has not figured out a really reliable way to counter these. The air roll into that throw, getting so much distance and speed on that ball. Put the earbud up to the mic and talk. Oh, Dappur with a complete flop on the kickoff. Like, if I wanted to hear myself really clear, I could do this, and then I can hear myself super, super clearly. And you know, actually for right now that's not a terrible idea, because all that I need to be able to hear right now is the in-game sounds. But usually what people do is they have a couple of pairs of headsets. They'll have the in-ear headphones like this, and then they'll have the... Oh my god, Pluto just ran it in. Well, squeezed it. But yeah, you've got the in-ear headphones, which is playing back your own microphone in your own ear. And then you've got the over-the-ear headphones, which would have like, you know, if you're commentating, it would have your co-caster, it would have like the game sound and all that stuff. I have to point out, that's actually, well, apart from the good recovery and a bit of mispositioning by Dappur, a good finish by Pluto nonetheless. I think Dappur just over-rotates here. Yeah, he gets caught in the front post in no man's land. But Pluto's got quite an interesting kickoff here. Notice he's kind of going across the ball to the left, then he crosses back over to the right and then flips to the left. So he's doing like a double crossover kickoff rather than just a single, you know, going to the left and then hitting it back into the right. He's trying to go left and then last second angle his car so it's kind of sandwiching the ball. There it is, he does it again. It's like a sidewinder kickoff. Doesn't work on this occasion because, you know, more important than what your hitbox looks like is where your hitbox is. Yeah, I could just get a mixer, but a lot of people just use in-ear and other headphones. Because you can turn these down. Like right now it's quite loud, but I can turn it down so that my own voice in my ears isn't quite as loud. It really helps for when you're trying to speak clearly and also be excited at the same time. Dappur just refusing to get tripped up by Pluto. And Pluto getting bumped pretty badly, even though he was the one who was supposed to be doing the bumping. I feel like that's what happens whenever I try and bump somebody. I just get bumped, and the other player is absolutely fine. Dappur, like, trying to bump Pluto here. He's getting inside his head a little bit. You know, he saw that Pluto's complaining about bumps in the chat. And what does Dappur do? Immediate aggression. He just ups his game to another level on the aggro scale. It's a funny response. Opponent complains about bumps, demo them. That's a pretty good response. Yeah, Dappur's back in control. He was a couple of goals down, but 3 goals in a row. Regains the lead. And pretty awkward position for Pluto on the wall. He had to actually jump off there just to stop Dappur from having an open goal shot. That's not what Pluto wanted. He wanted to come down the wall and meet it when it reached the floor. Is Dappur going to get that in? Yes, he is. Well done. So this first touch from Dappur, all he's trying to do is put this away from Pluto. Like, he doesn't care if it goes in as long as it goes over the goalkeeper, and then he can worry about scoring after. Have I seen Pluto's montage? I have not actually. I'll need to watch that. It sounds like a good montage because Pluto's a very mechanically gifted player. His Pluto's first goal at the LAN was first goal on day 2 of the LAN was crazy. The RLCS LAN, of course, is the one I'm talking about. Oh, speaking of recovery, Dappur doing pretty well for himself. The boost stealing game really has been Dappur's game to win, and Pluto's getting visibly frustrated here, throwing himself at the ball. And Dappur's going to actually just run it straight in. I felt like he was going to slow it down there because look how far out the game Pluto is. Maybe not even recovering as fast as he would need to. 6-3 though. Dappur not happy with defeat. Wants to take down Plutonium Falcon. Jadaski, the 13-year-old. Will Dappur be able to extend his lead? We did see Pluto nearly bring back another game pretty late. I remember, oh, I just punched the microphone. I remember back, I was watching a Kronovi stream one day and somebody was asking him what SARP players like blew your mind when you first played, and I think that Pluto's name was involved. I think it was Pluto, Gambit, and some other guy who played SARP. I didn't play SARP, so I don't know them. Dappur stays pretty strong right there. Pluto actually went for a fake jump into ground pinch, but Dappur just sat there waiting for Pluto to be done with what he was doing. And another good save by Dappur, getting the ball well clear from danger. Could have actually scored because his clear was so good. Look at this, wall 50-50. It's rare for that to go so evenly. Usually a wall 50-50 is a goal for somebody because both players take so long recovering, but when the ball just goes straight across the field and both players collide, it's a different story. Again, look at the high set by Dappur. He's just making life so difficult for Pluto in his net. Oh my word. Dappur nearly own goaling it by accident and gets an accidental touch to take it over the incoming Pluto. That's pretty fortunate. Dappur failed his initial clear, backflipped, and the ball just hit off his wheel and went high over the high over the incoming Pluto, who just wanted a piece of it. He just wanted a fourth goal, which is almost certainly a consolation goal at this point. Oh, speaking of consolation goals, will Pluto accept Dappur's very generous reward? Looks like Dappur's actually going to recover and say that was an accident. Oh, Pluto's not interested in taking a free goal. He's actually just trying to get into the next game. Look at that competitiveness from Pluto. He could have taken a free goal right there, but he's like, nope, let's just not watch another replay. Let's get the ball down and get in another game. But that's 4 games, 3 wins for Dappur, 1 win for Pluto, who, you know, clearly fancies his chances, readying up a second time. Or a 5th time. This is definitely a good warm-up for Pluto. I think he's going to be playing in the Rocket Royale NA bracket later on. So you're not going to get much better warm-up than playing 1 versus 1 against Dappur, who is definitely a man on fire at the moment. No way, has Dappur actually done this? Yes, he has. This guy's no boost dribbles are insane. Like, he's got very low boost here and somehow generates a ton of speed on that ball. Bring out the fancy overlay for the series score. Pluto 3, Dappur 1. There's your overlay. Did I say that right? It's Dappur 3, Pluto 1. I probably said it wrong. But either way, 3-1 to Dappur. And taking the lead in game 5 is the aforementioned. Okay, this time Pluto does recover in time. You know, it was pretty weird because I feel like whoever is winning out of these two has a big advantage. When Pluto is winning, Dappur's forced into this sort of over-aggressive state where he doesn't wait as patiently for a good chance to present itself. But when Pluto is, or when Dappur is winning, Pluto has to actually be the aggressive one, which is not something he's comfortable with, clearly. Oh my goodness, is Dappur going to recover in time? Tries to go for a half flip into a demo, actually. Good recovery regardless. Pluto with a miss. Pluto just opting for another hard shot. This time an aerial shot goes high. Oh, Pluto's way off in that aerial. Luckily for him, Dappur is also, but Dappur can recover it and put it in. Pluto just making that age-old mistake. He's not aligned his car properly. He's far too aimed to the right there. Ends up flying way off target. That's a cracking save by Pluto. He's going to have to defend some more though because Dappur is not done attacking. Nice brake check by Pluto. What do I think about Aftershock? It's the worst of the newest DLC cars. Pluto with the bump on Dappur. Off the wall bump. Dappur gives him a nice one right here. Look at this from Dappur's eyes. Ha! Pluto out of nowhere just jumping off the wall straight on top of his opponent. That's a fantastic bump right there. I look very similar to Beardy Man. No, I don't know him. Pluto will be feeling pretty disappointed just after that really nice bump play that he did. He goes and does a poo kickoff. I talked about the mic thing. Well, there's not really much to talk about. Mike has made a post which pretty much explains everything. The only thing to mention, I guess, is that I didn't realize that so many people that I know in the Rocket League scene were either struggling with that sort of issue right now or have so in the past. Well, like, I know it's a very widespread thing and it needs more attention, but there's so many people in the Rocket League scene who are struggling with it, which is a shame. Dappur just ruthless again. That's not the greatest clear by Pluto. And he just can't get back in time. Dappur is so quick to convert any opening into a goal. He's looking to take his 4th game this series. We did have a 6-0. Scrub taking 6 games in a row of Doomsday. So Pluto's already done better than the loser of that series. But he'll want more. He will want at least a tie against Dappur. Okay, good fake attempt by Dappur right there. I like the idea. I also like that Pluto's taking this risk, going for a bit of a floor pinch off the end of a off-the-wall air dribble. He needs to take those risks when he's down by 3 and Dappur has been controlling the game as much as he has been. Sir Vic, welcome to the stream. Awesome that you're enjoying the YouTube videos, my man. I hope you enjoy your stay here also. Any tips for recovering? Just land on your wheels. Simple as that, just land on your wheels. Secondly, boost back to the ground. If you're high up in the air, you have a ton of boost and you want to get to the ground quickly, boost down. That's where you just do the opposite of an aerial. Point your nose at the ground and boost. Yeah, Dappur is very good. A very good player. No kidding. I don't think that there's... Are there any, like... Huh. Are there any 1v1 players in EU, like, who were not SARP players who can compete? Who's the best non-SARP player? In 1v1s. Best non-SARP 1v1 player in EU. It's a tough one. Mistake, Maestro, Marbo. Any more M's? Oh, where's Dappur going? I smell an air dribble. Oh, he thought about it, but he's going to try it on the other side of the field. Yeah, not a bad setup, but he just let the ball run away from him. Someone in Northern Gaming, best in 1v1. Well, Maestro's the best 1v1er in Northern Gaming. I don't know if he's the best 1v1er. Sarp vet. Kalen played Sarp, but he sucks. Wait, you suck at Rocket League or you sucked at Sarp? Because I know some people who were terrible at Sarp are actually pretty good at Rocket League. So we're going for another air dribble. Nice interception by Pluto, actually. He's going for a little bit of a fancy play of his own. Dappur really wanted the Brazil with the off-the-wall air dribble very badly, and Pluto's having none of it, just trying to knock the ball straight down to earth. This could go on some time. Pluto's had enough. Is he gonna knock it down or is he gonna keep it up? Oh, he's actually gonna keep it up. No, he knocked it down. Oh well. Shave my ears are getting kinda hairy. Mate. Cheeky. And Pluto with the GG's. 5 games. And Pluto gets the middle one. But that's all he gets. Dappur taking 4. And the Pluto sandwich of games. We got Pluto in the middle of the Dappur with the double breaded top and bottom. Pretty impressive stuff coming out from him. Although the game that we did see from Pluto, the game that we did see him win, although Dappur had a few mistakes, it was still, what we expected from Pluto. Flarky, thanks for the host, man. I appreciate it. I hope you had a good stream, buddy. And Pluto saying he literally hasn't played 1v1 since the Mocha tournaments. Well, it'd be great to see you get back into them, Pluto, because we all know that you're a good ones player. And you did take a game off Dappur, which is more than Doomsy can say off Scrub.